Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are listening to us at this point in time, and from your own corner of the world. Welcome to Apex One Radio. Welcome to this beautiful Monday evening, Monday, the 18th of August 2025, just 12 days to the start of the National Veterans Tournament, which kicks off on August the 28th this year, and it will run till September the 1st. And so, over 10,000 people are expected in the state of Ohio for the NVT. The NVT is a soccer tournament that brings together veteran soccer clubs across the United States of America. And for those of you just coming across this concept for the first time, veterans soccer means these are people who played either professional football or amateur football in the past, yet they didn't want this passion to die. So in retirement, they are still practicing the game of soccer, but they've taken it to a different level. They make it recreational, they make it community based, and of course, they use soccer to get involved with other community development activities. Ain't what a few. And so, veterans soccer is practiced across the world, basically with the Cameroonian community. But as it grows, other communities are beginning to get interested and are joining the veterans movement. And so, 10 years ago, the National Veterans Tournament was incepted. That is, bringing together all the veterans teams in the country so they can compete, network, and of course, do the things veterans do. And so, 10 years down the road, it has covered a great distance and has become one of the biggest events in the African diaspora. I should say the biggest sports event in the African diaspora. And so in 12 days, Cameroonians and of course friends of Cameroonians will converge on Ohio for the 10th edition of the NVT. Tonight, we are zooming on one of the teams, one of the clubs that will be taking part in the NVT as well. And so, without much ado, let me ask you who is just joining us, especially on our respective social media handles, to share their video extensively as you join the show. And if you're listening to us on apex1radio.com, thank you so much for doing so. If you are listening to us on the tuning app, we appreciate you for your time. And for those of you who listen to us on Radio Garden, thank you for doing so once again. And so, once again, thank you so much and welcome on board as you continue to share the video when you come on board. Special thanks to all the friends of Apex One Radio. The Apex One team is here to monitor this edition of NVT Ball Rolling. Marcel, Adig is the producer, and my name is Ernest Kanjo. And so, just in a very short while, we will be saying welcome to our guests. Then the conversation will kick off on radio tonight. As you continue to share the video, as you join extensively so that we can reach the four corners of the world. Once again, thank you so much for joining us on the show. This is Apex One Radio. My name is Ernest Kanjo, and we are broadcasting live from the United States of America. It's exactly 9 minutes past 8 here in the studio of Apex One Radio, same time in Maryland. Maryland, from where our guests will be speaking tonight. They are key leaders of Maryland Veterans FC, and the team is being led tonight by the president of MVFC, Maryland Veterans FC, Chief Luma Beke, whom I now welcome to the show. Chief Luma, welcome to the show. How are you doing today? Good evening.
Good evening, brother Ernest, Kanjo, and your entire team. Thank you for having us tonight. I'm doing great. It's a little wet in Maryland today, but hey, God is good. We're up and running.
Mm. God is good, and he's speaking live from Maryland, where he heads the Maryland Veterans FC. He is Chief Luma Beke. How long have you been president of Maryland Veterans FC, Chief Luma? And what does it take to be a president of a veterans soccer club like yours?
Uh, it's obviously a privilege.
Hmm.
This is my first. I'm not a year yet.
Hmm.
We literally took over in November, between November and January. So we're a couple of months in, about 8 or 9 months in, and we're trying to take these giants back to the NVT 2025.
Mm. That's
It doesn't
interesting.
take much to mount the podium.
Hmm.
Basically, leadership skills and trust from all our members. So when they handpick you, you have to deliver, and that's what I'm looking forward to do this year.
You have to deliver when you are picked to head a movement as big and as determinant as the Maryland Veterans FC. Also joining us is Divine Fumbu. Divine is the Secretary General of their club. Fumbu, good evening and welcome to the program. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right, Mr. Kanjo.
How is Maryland this evening?
Just like Uluma said earlier on, my president, it's been a wet day since morning. We've been trying to deal with the wetness. So
Mm.
it's been just a little bit messy out there.
Wow, that's interesting. Let me just ask this impromptu question. I know you must have played soccer, especially when you were younger, and there were times you played in the rain. Now, as a veteran, when it rains, can you still kick the ball?
Well, I mean, Mr. Ernest, as we get age up in numbers,
Mm,
the first thing we want to do is protect ourselves. Gone are those days where you could play in the rain, play in the sun, and then still get up in the morning and go to school like there's no tomorrow.
mm.
As you can tell, age is not on our side, and the strength is not on our side as as
Right.
we used when we used to grow up. For security and health reasons, especially when it rains heavily, thunder and lightning. For safety purposes, we try to keep our members away from
Mm,
such bad weather conditions just to make sure that everyone is safe and sound.
mm,
So I think depending on how strong or how heavy the rain is, if it's just drizzling, we might do some light exercise. But
mhm.
if it's thunder and lightning, then I think we'll all draw back for that day and make it safe one for everybody.
The weather condition will definitely be wonderful and conducive during the 4 to 5 days of the 2025 edition of the National Veterans Tournament that will take place here in Ohio. We are speaking with leaders of Maryland Veterans FC. Chief Lumabeke is the president, and of course, Divine Fombo is the secretary general of that club. And so Maryland, often called the Cameroonian Fief, right here in the United States, has for long been the heart of veterans soccer. And with many veteran teams in Maryland, their state has built a tradition of passion, skill, and unity on and off their pitch. Now, amongst these veterans teams in Maryland, one name rings loud and proud: Maryland Veterans FC. Now, determined, energetic, skillful, and of course, very vibrant, the players of this team make the game really beautiful. And so they promise to bring Excitement and, above all, thrill. The crowds in Ohio come later this month. But then, how prepared are they? And just what motivation are they coming to Ohio with? These are some of the things we're finding out from our guests tonight, Chief Luma Beke and Divine Fumble. Chief Luma, how old is this team?
Well, we've been there since 2011. But prior to that, we were a group of young Cameroonians, trying to practice or continue the practicing of soccer playing around the state of Maryland. So officially, we are in business, or we've been in business since 2011.
2011. And if you were at the creation of this club, what inspired it? What was happening in the background when this team was created?
Well, very good question. I must confess, I was in town when this group was officially created. I was part of um, the startup club Dream Team, which most of the members ended up with different clubs, Spartan to be exact, and VFC as well. So the motivation is mine at the time was just playing with a group of friends that most of them I went to school with, some who grew up in the same area, and playing for so long with them. I think joining officially was just the right thing to do, being a part of the movement, not just sit on the sideline. So we hung out together, we shared a lot in common together, so it was only but necessary that I be officially a part of the club.
Divine, what is the status of the club? A whole lot of other clubs I've talked with have declared that they also operate as non-profit organizations. Is that the case with yours?
Yes, actually, it's a 501c club from creation, and since then we've been doing things under that same status up to today.
So, as a 501c3 organization, you definitely get involved in other community activities. What are some of the things you do within your community?
So our activities are not limited within our community here. We go international. Like even back home last year, we were there. We had a friendly game with Victory Club of Bonaberry, and after the game, we had to do some visitations. Last year was actually the second time we're doing these charity operations in Cameroon. But last year, more specifically, was bigger than the previous year. So we visited an orphanage somewhere around Quebec after a friendly game that we had with Victory Club. And we reached out there. I think it was an orphanage that has about close to 78 children, underprivileged and the needy. And we went over there. We spent about 2.5 million to make them have a very hectic Christmas. And we still plan on going back to Cameroon this year to another orphanage, maybe of our own children, maybe this time in Limbe.
Right.
But apart from that, in our community here in Maryland, we have a lot of things that we do. Like our family day is one of the greatest events that unravel every season. Every May or June, we're having our family day event, which is actually very grandiose. It brings around the community at the park with an estimated crowd of about 800 sometimes. It's a time for giving back to the community or those who've been supporting us, all the well-wishers, and especially the kids who used to stay at home while we go to the field with their mothers. Yeah.
Right. So, Luma, there are more than two veterans clubs in Maryland, if not three, maybe four. So, tell me, how well known is your own club within that community?
Oh, thank you again, Brother Ernest. To be exact, I think we have, in counting, including ourselves, I think 10 teams.
10.
Yeah. So just to let you know, we are the pioneer founders of this
NVT.
whole soccer, idea. The birth of NVT started in Maryland. VFC stands out as one of the oldest clubs and the most prestigious, I should say, at this time. The first NVT president hailed from our club, Emeritus Bo Deniske. So again, we are well known around, not just around the DMV area, but nationwide and international, like Mr. Fombu said.
That's interesting. I'll stay with you to find out about the membership of or the size of the membership of your club. So, how many members do you have?
So this year actually, we are at maybe about 70. There were times that we used to go to about 85, but it depends on every year we'll define or we'll decide which as to what cap we'll define for that fiscal year. But this year we wanted to cap it at maybe 70 or 75.
Okay, so I also spoke with clubs who said the they were structured in categories like below 35s, then above 35s, and things like that, especially for the very big ones. With 75 members, that's large enough for you to have maybe more than one category, or do you all belong to one category? Otherwise, how is your club structured?
Well, I'll take that. We are just a general structure. We really don't differentiate, but we're trying to follow the NVT guide, 35 and older to belong. Character is also of big importance. So we take a few things into consideration. It's not just being or growing or residing around Maryland or around where we practice or our activities are carried, makes you eligible to join. We take that very strongly into consideration. Like I said again, age, which is one of the rules from the national veteran team. Character again also holds a very big place into you being a part of our association, and then just a bunch of other things that add up to it in order to make you eligible to be a part of it. But yes, we do stay the same category as long as you're 35. You are getting your feet wet, to get on the pitch if you are a player.
I also do understand that women and children may not necessarily be registered members of their club, but they are beginning to play an active role in the life of the veteran movement. So, do your wives and your kids, get involved in some of your activities?
Oh yes.
Okay, go ahead.
You can go ahead, Mr. Fombu.
Okay, so what I was trying to say is that apart from, it's a family thing, but everybody's basically playing their own roles respectively. We do more of the footballing, but when it comes to socializing, now it encompasses everybody in the community, the wives and the children, they come together. But when it comes to the footballing, it used to be that way before anyway. Things have changed across time. But lately, like, we are taking NVT now, for some people, it's their family vacation.
Yeah.
So technically, what you're saying is what was rare back in the days, but now it's a common marketplace. Like this year, we are traveling with a couple of members who are going there with their kids and their wives. Yeah.
Wow.
But when it comes to the footballing aspect at the field, we just go during practice sessions. But when we're having like our prestigious President's Cup, like the one that is going on right now, they're invited to come to the field always because we always celebrate. It's always bigger than just footballing.
We are speaking with key leaders of Maryland Veterans FC, one of the pioneer clubs of the veterans movement. We are live with the president and the secretary general. This is Apex One Radio, 24 minutes past 8 here in the studio of Apex One Radio. When we come back, we will get into footballing proper. Do not go away.
You're still locked into the NVT series on Apex One Radio. where every pass, every play, and every voice counts. Coming up next, more insights, exclusive interviews, and behind-the-scenes action from the clubs making headlines on the road to the 2025 National Veterans Tournament. Don't go anywhere. The game is just heating up. Stay with us.
Welcome back. This is Apex One Radio. So, Chief Luma, I do understand that the NVT has grown over the years and new ideas keep coming up. So, just recently we have understood that the matches, are organized in various categories, and even there is definitely going to be maybe a female match as well in the NVT. The women also played, so that tells me that you have to have more than one team within your movement. How many teams can we carve out from Maryland Veterans FC?
Well, that'll be a hard one there, Mr. Ernest. If we, at this point, based on our numbers, we're carving out two.
Mm-hmm.
Two, when I say two, the young at heart, which is the 45 minors, even though the starting limit is about 35. Okay. And the over 45, which we do have as well. But it's also important to note that our kids, who we do take out to some of our activities or sporting activities, are a big part of it. So if there were to be any innovation, say a kids league, as you can see, I bet you Maryland or VFC kids will be coming out, excelling. So we are limited to two at this point. Okay. And we're looking forward to follow the flow and, maybe increase with the different categories, as the time goes on.
Fumble, what is the criteria for the selection of players for your club?
Actually, you have to, first of all, our primary concern is your age. You must be of age, meaning that you must be 35 and above, and somebody has to vouch on you based on your character. And when the vouch on you, you'll be sent through a vetting committee that would have a couple of questions and to guide you, tell you about the guidelines, the values of the club. Mm-hmm. And if things go right, then the vetting committee will update the executive committee. Mm-hmm. Then you'll be considered. Then you'll be presented to the General Assembly for confirmation.
Mm.
Yeah.
And if you have an opportunity to use a professional player or a former player who had played football to, very high level, just like a former indomitable lion, would you use them?
Yes, it depends. If they have the interest, actually, why not? Because just the presence during the tournament makes the tournament, gives another image about the tournament. Mm-hmm. For the betterment of the tournament, for the integrity of the tournament. When they come over there, they make the tournament look more interesting.
Mm. Okay, that's good. So if you don't mind, who are some of your players whom we should be expecting in Ohio? I know you may not want to let the cat out of the bag, but also the public of Ohio would like to know some of these men who can thrill the crowds just before the tournament begins.
It's a little second at this point in time. I think I will be one of the players, and my president will be one of the players as well.
Okay, that's interesting.
Just to throw some light, Brother Ernest, all our players are local and locally residing. So there's nothing more you should expect from us. No international. These guys are all based in Maryland, in and around the DMV area. So we train together. We dine and wine together. So, it's just a community-based team, so don't expect the bigger names from the international community.
Now, take us back to some of the competitions you have had in the past, especially the local ones, within the Maryland area or DMV. So, which are some of these competitions?
Okay. Since its creation from 2011, before the inception of the National Veteran Tournament, we used to play some local teams, Maryland or DMV-based teams, such as Babungo FC. They used to have one club, and there was Spartan, there was DC 0, and a famous team that was owned by some of these Hispanic contractors. Some of these are people from Mexico. So we used to play a lot of friendlies to keep us busy until 2011 that we decided to take our dream national, which was actually the creation of the NVT. Thanks to Mr. Kelvin.
So as we speak, do you still get very involved in these local competitions?
Yeah, we do. At this point in time, apart from the NVT, we are playing some local leagues like the NEVT tournament, which is the Northeast Veteran Tournament, which we won the first edition 2 years ago. Then we are also playing the DMV tournament, which is the DC Maryland Virginia tournament. And apart from that, we're still playing friendly games as well. Yeah.
Right. So, Luma, what kind of team is yours? Is it a kind of team that would win most of its games, or it's just an average team? Otherwise, how would you evaluate the performance of your team since creation?
Like I said, Brother Ernest, we've been the pioneers from birth, and it keeps growing with the continuous talents that we've had from birth, and the young generation that keeps adding to us. We are not average. We are way more than average.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, the game of soccer all depends on the ball, how long it rolls. The FIFA time says 90 minutes, and I bet you coming to Ohio this year, after the end of at the end of the whistle, then you can tell or rate us how great we are. At this point, I cannot speak on behalf of my coaches or the entire team, the team management. But I bet you are way ready, and I think we'll let the city of Ohio tell, and the other teams that are coming to join us, to rate us.
So, do we have players in your team who played professional football in the past, be it third division, second division, first division in Africa, in Europe, and other parts of the world?
Yes, we have a couple. I'll say so. We'll start with one of our most senior members, very respectable around the community. Played ball in his school days for CPC Bali, and I think he emerged as the goalkeeper for one of the first division teams in Cameroon some years ago. If you ever heard about him, Alfred Fielding, extremely wonderful goalkeeper. He's part of us and very involved in our leadership, not just with the day-to-day running, but also the mentoring of especially our goalkeeping team. We also have named with us Nga Franklin Ndefi. I know that's a family of soccer. He also played professional in Cameroon before joining us here, who's also a part of our team. So again, like I said, we're all locally based. No big names out of it, but again, we're blessed to have some of these guys who actually were part of the playing, squad in Cameroon before joining us.
Divine, tell us a little bit about those who train the team, the coaches. How do you select them?
Okay, before I go back to that question, I would like to take you a little bit back to the previous question you asked my president about the greatness of Veteran FC. We've won all the trophies, like from every category that we participated in. The DMV, we won it. The NVT, we won it. and 2017 we took the National Veteran Tournament Trophy in Dallas.
Mm.
So as far as our training styles are concerned, we appoint them based on the temperament and their savvy as far as football is concerned.
Mm.
And we don't just dedicate one person to run the team. So we always take a lot of people or a bunch of people who have ideas in football and put them together under one leadership. So the first thing is to think about the temperament and leadership skill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are the criteria.
Mm. So, are you allowed to hire a coach from outside veterans?
We have never tried that before. There was a time, point in time, like a couple of years ago, we thought about it. But so far, so good. From within, we've been having people who've been pushing the team, or the team has been chiming to the direction that we wanted the team to chime to. So it's been so good so far.
Hmm. All right, that's interesting. This is Apex One Radio. We are live from the United States of America, precisely from the old city of Columbus in Ohio. I guess actually the leaders of Maryland Veterans FC, Chief Luma and Divine Fumble are speaking live from Maryland. And the topic tonight is Maryland's Veterans FC. And just right ahead, we will be finding out from our guests how prepared they are for this year's edition of the NVT. Don't go away.
You're still locked into the NVT series on Apex One Radio, where every pass, every play, and every voice counts. Coming up next, more insights, exclusive interviews, and behind-the-scenes action from the clubs making headlines on the road to the 2025 National Veterans Tournament. Don't go anywhere. The game is just heating up. Stay with us.
Don't go anywhere. The game is just hitting. Stay with us. Our guests are live from Maryland, Chief Luma and Divine Fumble, President and Secretary General, respectively, of Maryland Veterans FC. Now, I want us to talk about the NVT and your participation. When was the first year you participated in the NVT?
That was in 2011 when we hosted the first NVT tournament here at Allen Park in Michiville, Bowie.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, we had only 4 teams. I think it was VFC, Boston, Delaware, and one other club. So, but whatever the case, Boston ended up winning the trophy, the first ever edition. Given that they came here with a lot of young kids, at that time, we had not spelled or we had not defined constraint as to age limits at that point in time.
Mm-hmm.
So they are around everybody. So they played the finals with GSC. They ended up winning the finals. And from there, we moved on to the campaign in, when was the next one again? 2016. Yeah, but 2017 in Dallas, we took that trophy.
Mm-hmm.
2018, we're finalists in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're ousted by, I think it was Allen. No, I think, yeah, California. I think it was Allen. Or Arlington, something like that. Then the following year again, oh, no, in 2023, we were semifinalists in Houston. So we've been in the tournament, yeah.
2011, 2016, in 17, you won the trophy that was in Dallas, then became finalists in 2018 in Atlanta, semi-finalists in 2023. Last year, it was the Minnesota edition. What was your performance in Minnesota, and how did you find the NVT that year, Chief Luma?
Well, I think I'll let Mr. Fumble go on that because I was not present in Minnesota. But performance-wise, what that came back to us was, we did our best. Injuries, kind of put a nail on the coffin, for us at the tail end. But Mr. Fumble was very present, so I think I will let him skip to the performance part of it.
Yeah, when it comes to Minnesota 2024, I want to give a special thanks to the organizers of that tournament. from the standpoint of the host, because it was one of a kind. It was the first time that we had to play a final and a stadia with committees going on like a professional football, which is good. I also give thanks to the executive or the NEC or NVT and its crew, the people up there, especially Mr. Valier Saka. So we went to that tournament last year. We were rated as one of the underdogs anyway. Like you can say in football, we always keep that little surprise.
So what
last year, like the underdog.
Let me cut you a little bit. Why would the almighty Maryland, pioneers of this movement, be rated as underdogs?
So because Maryland is magic about VS in Maryland, you cannot predict them. They always surprise you. When you least expect them, they will do something. So we went there, like we were fully prepared, or whatever the case, but some other clubs were far more prepared than us because we heard about how much or how many players they have imported from wherever to participate in the tournament. But when we got to Minnesota, we were ready to face it right on there. But unfortunately, we got ousted at the 16th finals by this same Columbus. So we did not progress to the semifinals or to the 8th finals. But we're looking forward to make all those mistakes, make all those adjustments this year.
Now, let us get to some specific. In your life in the NVT as one of the participating teams, what is that one game which is memorable, unforgettable for the past couple of years since 2011?
It was a game. It was the NVT in Houston.
Okay.
The NVT in Houston. We progressed in that tournament all the way to the quarterfinals, and we qualified to play the semifinal game. And these players who started the game from the tournament from the Genesis, who were cleared by the match delegates and the committees, those committees that were in control, they got to a point where they started disqualifying some of these players that they had cleared from the beginning. So they refused that we will not play the game against Gwinnett with our goalkeeper who started the tournament from the get-go, who had performed in more than 3 or 4 games already. So as the argument went on, it got to a point where we decided to say, okay, we will self-eject ourselves out of the tournament because we thought it was unjust. Then that's how Grenade came from behind now to qualify to go and play with Spartan, the finals. That's how we ousted ourselves. But I think the only way I regret the things that happened, my only regret is that we should have continued or progressed in the tournament with another goalkeeper because I did not see any major hurdle that would have stopped us, and it cost us the whole trophy, man. We would have been the second-time winner, just like any other club.
Interesting story, Chief Luma. Do you have any other game in mind?
Well, Brother Ernest, I must tell you, in as much as we are fierce, a lot of our competition is within our local, teams around Maryland. So our rivalry teams have been Spartan and Lanham. Like Mr. Fombu said, mistakes were made, they've been made, and we learn from those as we move on. We had the trophy right, on our doorsteps. We took ourselves out, But again, that's in the past. We continue to move forward. Again, I just say our competitors are mostly our Maryland teams. We are really up to the task when it comes to anybody. And, we've learned a lot through this last couple of years, hosting as well. We hosted right after Houston. I think that was 2022. We're honored to have people play on our pitches as well, organize, and, very Columbus again took us out. So it's been Columbus on a back-to-back, train, and I think this time around we have something for everybody who comes our way. But overall, it's a good game. We are again. it's our community. We can only get better, bigger and better, from learning from all these mistakes.
Divine, how often does this team train?
We train traditionally every Tuesdays and Thursdays, and during summer or winter. During winter, we're playing every Tuesday and Thursdays indoors. Yeah, which it costs us a lot of money every single year. Round the clock, actually. We only have a limited break around the December period. Sometimes when some people are not around, actually, because the training still goes on anyway. So most of the people used to travel, but regardless, the training session still continues during winter. But we train traditionally every Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I do understand that for any soccer club, either amateur, professional, or recreational, that there is some level of discipline that must be maintained. So, how do you ensure that, for instance, say you have traveled with a team for a competition out of state, how do you make sure the players are intact and they are disciplined enough to take part in the competition and return home, in good shape?
Discipline is not only respected when we travel. Right from here, even the way we handle ourselves during our meetings, even during training sessions, discipline is one of our major concerns, in the sense that we pay attention to it, to the detail. So such that even when we have a new member who doesn't follow the rules of the FC, you'll be kicked out of the FC. And we enforce discipline, especially when we are traveling out. Although so far so good back at home, but we try to make everybody understand that we are going to a strange place where we have to uphold moral rectitude. We have to respect people, and we have to respect our own selves.
The team upholds moral rectitude. Discipline is always part of it. This is Apex One Radio. You're listening to NVT Ball Rolling. In today's edition, we are receiving Maryland Veterans FC. Just 12 days to the start of the 2025 edition of the National Veterans Tournament, which will take place in Ohio. And the games will be played at 7850 Voice of America Park Drive, Westchester, Ohio. 45069, and the games will begin on Thursday, or is it Friday the 29th or 28th, 28th of August 2025. And so it's going to be soccer. It's also going to be fun with the Afro Heritage Night that will take place on the night of Friday, the 29th of August 2025. Then on Saturday, the Almighty White Party. We'll talk about that subsequently, and we'll always have members of the entertainment committee who will probably be with us next week to throw more light on this, because it's soccer, but it is also about entertainment. The nightlife aspect of it is never a joke when it comes to the NVT. Let us go back to our guests. So I would like us to move a little bit away from the pitch and talk logistics. But before we do that, let's have the short break.
You're still locked into the NVT series on Apex One Radio, where every pass, every play, and every voice counts. Coming up next, more insights, exclusive interviews, and behind-the-scenes action from the clubs making headlines on the road to the 2025 National Veterans Tournament. Don't go anywhere. The game is just heating up. Stay with us.
Marcel Adig is the producer of this show. We're having a special collaboration from Evaris, Capo, Alman Kenya, and of course, Forcha Valentine. My name is Ernest. Our guests are key leaders of veterans, the Maryland Veterans FC. Now, Chief Luma, I do understand that not everybody travels for every competition, but with 75 members, let's say at least 50 people are traveling out of state for a major tournament like the one that is coming up. 50 is a large number. How do you manage this crowd when traveling out of state for a major event like the NVT? Can you explain how you manage the process?
Oh, again, thank you, Mr. Ernest. It's simple. It's a very simple process. We have a devoted ESCO team that leads in every way. Through that, we have subcommittees. With the logistics being handled mostly by our team manager, of course, who is not here present with us, and that goes down the line. The coaches are well oriented of what's going to happen, how to handle the players. The team manager also dedicates his services to making accommodation for our large group or members to get a place when they get there, get comfortable. So it's a whole lot of mechanism that runs at the back end to make all this. But the key is we start preparing early. We know this tournament is always same time every year. When we kick off our fiscal year, we start breaking down those tasks into small pieces where the logistics side of it is being handled. We start scouting. Where those going? How we going? How we getting there by air or land? Those little things we take into consideration. Feeding, we can't get there and stay hungry and all of those things. So it actually takes a lot. But again, the key for us is start planning ahead right at the kick of our fiscal year. So we come up with a budget. We know that this year, this is what we're going to spend. We break it down to the little parts that we have, food, accommodation, transportation, and everything. So that's how we get to task our members. In addition, like Mr. Fumbu said earlier, the management is pretty much easy. In as much as we're a group of grown gentlemen from very diverse ends of life, again, VFC is very strict when it comes to discipline. The whole idea about the veteran breach, we can tell from Cameroon to start off with. These are a group of men that are probably retired, over a certain age, just coming together. But while they come together to fraternize and leave their families back at home, you don't want to go home with a broken, leg, caught in the eye and stuff like that. So we have to take care of that first. Safety, respect for one another, respect for the game, respect for the men at the top that have sleepless night to put all this together where we can commemorate every year to give a show. The picture you see when we hosted, we actually had the Embassy of Cameroon very involved with their representative. We have Jomo Kevin, a veteran journalist, commentator as well, who happened to be at the time. So this little thing, we take them very seriously, and the worst group to control are a group of adults that everybody has something going for them. So me telling you, hey, you don't have to drop a bottle here. If you do so, there is a fine that will levy you or follow you. That gives you a sense to say, hey, if I'm done drinking, let me put it in the trash. So it starts with basic cleanliness, begins from home. So that's just the rules that we follow. Every member has a task, and at the end of before the end of the trip, we bring everybody back together. Hey, what have you accomplished? In the meantime, we have those optional meetings just to make sure that everybody's on track. If you need any tools to get to where you need to be, then give you the tools. But if you accomplish yours and say, hey, I'm done with mine, this is what we have going on for the team. So just keep cross-checking as we go along.
One would go with the impression that it's all rosy from the way Chief Luma sounds. Otherwise, do you have challenges? If you do, what are some of the problems your club faces?
Oh, trust me, just like every or any other group, we do have challenges. Marriages have challenges, just like a group of gentlemen, gathering to play the game of soccer and also socialize would have those little challenges. But again, it all boils down to understanding, with the key being respect. I will not talk to Mr. Fumble in a way that I don't appreciate him talking to me. So that's that mutual respect right there. We don't get involved in a lot of personal matters. Group matters, yes, we have a dedicated group of gentlemen that handle that. We go as far as having a legal section for just our members within, to handle internal issues that may arise. That's to tell you how dedicated we are. We don't take any of this for granted. We're not just a group that will meet and then people drink, get violent, or argue and this and that, and then walk away and say, hey, you're a good member of the club. So there are limits as to what each member can do and they cannot do. So we are very dedicated when it comes to that.
Mr. Fumble, I do understand that running this movement requires a lot of financial means. Whether we like it or not, you do understand that better than I do. So, what keeps the club moving on in terms of financial strength? And do you attract partnerships or sponsorships within your community?
Yeah, that's a very, very good question. Actually, from inception, the club started with our own basic sacrifices to build the club. Just a couple of months after that, we had our first sponsor, and since then, he has kept that marriage with us up to today. Like, he's been very traditional. Every beginning of the year, he gives us something. And no, it takes money to run this club. You understand that? Just to dispatch ourselves from here, like from here to Minnesota, would cost us a whole lot. And so far, our membership, we are one of the only veteran clubs spend, let's say, close to a certain amount I would not like to disclose unless determined by my president. But we are trying to pinch our fingernails and coming through all the time. But whatever the case, we still depend on sponsorship and from our well wishers and official sponsors and the community at large. But so far, so good. It's been successful, I should say. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
All right. And Chief Luman, do you hope to get into more partnerships in the future?
Very good question, Brother Ernest. Yes, and I'll say so. I will not go out here and sell our vision, but again, I'm a very innovative human. I believe in inclusion. So by that, I listen to each and every one of our members. They have great ideas. Part of leadership is being able to listen to your people and put those pieces together and make something out of it. We are old enough at this point to go to greater heights. Like Mr. Fumble said, our partnership within the community has been great. We have a lot of Cameroonian-owned businesses around here that have supported us over the years, and in return, we do so as well, be it, in whatever nature that they operate under. But we do collaborate with them as well when they do show us their sign of support, and we do return that favor. Moving to greater partnership, yes. That I think I will hold. Maybe I'll have an opportunity again to, be on this show a couple of years from now, and I probably, I'll be talking on that topic where it will be a deliverable at that time.
1 minute to 9 here in the studio of Apex One Radio. We are gradually but steadily moving to the end of the show. Just to remind you that the National Veterans Tournament is just 12 days to kick off day here in Ohio. So the teams are getting set. The players are getting set to hit the road for Ohio. The clubs are putting things together. It will definitely be a big one here in Ohio as the veteran movement or the National Veterans Tournament clocks 10 this year. Right. So when we come back, we'll be running off with our guest. Don't go away.
You're still locked into the NVT series on Apex One Radio, where every pass, every play, and every voice counts. Coming up next, more insights, exclusive interviews, and behind-the-scenes action from the clubs making headlines on the road to the 2025 National Veterans Tournament. Don't go anywhere. The game is just heating up. Stay with us.
All right, welcome back, gentlemen. We have just negotiated the last stretch of our radio conversation, and we're running off shortly. Let me begin with Divine. So, as the tournament draws nearer, any special preparations? Do you train more times than you've done before?
No, so now we still continue our practice sessions as the same, not really as the same, a little bit tweaked, a little bit in the sense that we are putting emphasis, like it's a little bit surgical right now. We want to keep those who are fit, who participate in the tournament, to have more play time for fitness towards the tournament. So that's what we'll be doing from tomorrow moving forward towards the tournament. Yeah.
I will stay with you to find out what is the motivation that Maryland is coming to Ohio with this year.
The motivation that Maryland is coming with is, by the way, there are people who heard about the great things that happened in Minnesota and they did not attend Minnesota edition, but they heard about how successful the campaign was. Can you imagine that from Maryland this time around? There are some sister teams of GJFC who used to come and watch our practice sessions. Now their own tournaments are over. They are planning. Nigerians, the NSL finals was yesterday.
Right.
Their own league. Based on what they heard about what happened in Minnesota, they will be coming to Columbus, to Ohio this year. A lot of them will travel with us. They're coming to support us. You can imagine.
Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah. Chief Luma, Maryland is placed in Group 2 with Houston, Oklahoma, and Colorado, if I'm not mistaken. Do you like these placings?
Well, Houston has always been in our face since they hosted. I think this is a time for us to show ourselves. They are a very strong team. I'm very satisfied with the grouping. It was done in a fair manner. I should say I took part in that process. So I'm very satisfied with it. We just have to get in there and do what we have to do, and progress as the tournament goes up. Yeah.
Divine, if these groupings were to be conducted again, would you still want to be in this group with Houston, Oklahoma, and Colorado?
We've never ever denied any team that's there with us. That's one good thing about VFC. We are ready to fight whoever stands in front of us. Like I said, we are unpredictable, but we always come and do what we come to do. When we go to work, we go there to work, and we've always done it. That's why we've been through all the finals and won all the courses that we've won.
So, if you emerge from the group stage, which are the teams you would love to meet?
I would like to meet another team that's competitive to make the footballing aspect of the tournament more interesting, because that's one beauty about this tournament. Like the finals between San Antonio and the finals in Minnesota.
San Antonio, Houston.
It was a very interesting final. Everybody left that tournament talking about that final. It was like a Nations Cup we were watching.
Wow.
Just for the integrity of the tournament, I don't care if it's VSC or I want to win. But we've always come there to play good football, and we've always played good football. But it's good to meet another team that will be competitive to let's give people entertainment. They have ticket money that they bought to go to the tournament. So,
Now,
like a point of correction here, I did not trickle all the way to the end. When I say people coming to support us, I'm talking about them coming to find out the ambience of the tournament because they heard about the food court ambience, the drinking and all those things. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. So it's good for the host also to make money, and NVT as well for the integrity of the tournament. Yeah, diversified crowd. Yeah.
Right. So, for all the teams I have talked with this past couple of weeks, they've always been the mention of San Antonio and Grenade. I would love to see them play, but are just some of the teams you really dread to meet on the way?
We have enormous respect. We have enormous respect for every team. I would say we have enormous respect. Every club is a club that we have to respect. By the way, but I don't think any club dreads us. So we are ready to pay whoever stands in our way. That's what I said. Like I said earlier on. Yeah.
Perfect. So, Luma, when does the Maryland delegation get to town?
Well, our entourage will be getting there Thursday.
Okay.
Those are the kickoff time, to start up things, but we might have some other small logistic committee that's there before, to put the final touches on all the other stuff that needs to be done. But we'll be there. Unfailingly, we'll be there, and we'll be there in our numbers.
What are you promising to the population of Ohio ahead of this tournament?
Again, I want to, first of all, I want to thank the organizing committee for a job well done. The messages, I barely can keep up with. People are excited, come, every time this year. The same time this, every year. So I've seen the marvelous work that they're doing. They've put in the fields together, the rentals, the hotel. We have to take advantage of all of those things. It gets costly as we travel. Entertainment is also one of the things. When you're just coming out for soccer, I see they have a whole line of fun. For people to enjoy themselves while they're in the state of Ohio. I also want to commend the leadership, national leadership, for a job well done. There's still plenty ahead to do. We as team leaders just have to join them in their cause to support their initiatives to get to where we have to be. I want to say thank you, Ohio. Thank you, leadership of the National Veteran Tournament, and thank you to every participating team, because this has just proven from 4 teams some 10 years ago. We had 48 or 46 or 48. We got to be thankful. I mean, through this strength and energy that we have, like they say in the Bible, when people come together, you can move mountains. We're already seeing this. Where I talk of, the nation, we talk around worldwide about this tournament. People come from Europe, Africa. As a matter of fact, when Mr. Fumble talked about a partnership, there is a similar tournament that was just born in Cameroon, Naveto. One of our members is the brand ambassador for that. We actually have a team from Naveto participating from Cameroon, this NVT, just to see, some of the perks that we offer, some things that they can learn and share with us. So that only tells us, we're getting bigger and better, and that could not be done by one person alone. We have to put our heads and our hands together and our ideas to, this blows out tomorrow as it's going, with the speed that it's going. Trust me, we won't be able to contain it. So again, thank you.
Divine, if there is someone out there, or someone who is just maybe relocating to Maryland and would want to be part of Maryland Veterans FC, what do they need to do? And you will also let us know your contacts, phone contacts, email, social media handles.
Yeah, if they have to come, if they happen to move to Maryland and they're interested in VSC, they can come to our field, our regular field, which is 3530 Bricks Cheney Road, Silver Spring, Maryland 20904. And you either use my president's number, Chief Luma, or mine, which is 240-476-3253.
Okay, perfect. I want to thank you so much, Divine, for joining us on the program. We wish you all the best. Hoping to meet you here in Ohio. Chief Luma, just before we run off, what does this tournament, especially the one this year, mean to you and your club?
Personally, I'm a fighter. I like to deliver what I promise. When I took the mantle as the leader of this club, as I emerged as the fourth leader ever since the birth of it. We've had some wonderful people, before me, some predecessors like Emeritus Kerr, Emeritus Benandi, Emeritus Roland Fonjong, and the just past Emeritus Bertrand Boma. So I've learned from these gentlemen a whole lot, and from their skills, in addition to what I'm bringing to the table, trust me, like the brother in Cameroon, I forgot what his name is, the comedian, who will take that cup.
Right. And so the Marylanders say they will take the cup. So we're looking forward to seeing you, gentlemen, in Ohio. It's definitely going to be fun. What a great moment of interaction, camaraderie, solidarity that would be. So thank you so much for joining us on the program. It was a pleasure having both of you on the show today.
Thank you again, brother.
Thank you for your effort. Thank you for everything.
Thank you so much. And for those of you who listened to the program or watched the program on our respective social media handle, I want to thank you so much for your time. And so next will definitely be Gwinnett, either tomorrow or Wednesday. We will let you know. Just to remind you that the National Veterans Tournament 2025 kicks off on August the 28th this year. The games will be played in Westchester, precisely at 7850 Voice of America Park Drive, 45069. And it's going to be a fantastic tournament. Definitely trust the organizing team, the national and local organizing team. Lots and lots of fun, soccer and fun. So everyone is invited. It's a public event. My name is Ernest Kanjo. Collaboration came from Evaris, Capo. Special thanks to Valentine Forcher and members of Columbus Veterans. Marcel Adig was the producer, and for hosting, I've been your friend, Ernest Kanjo. Wishing you the best. May God bless you. Bye for now.
That's a wrap for today's edition of the NVT series. Your exclusive look into the heart of veterans soccer, right here on Apex One Radio. We've met the players, explored the passion, and witnessed the spirit behind the game. As we march closer to kickoff, the energy only gets stronger, and we'll be right here, bringing you every step of the journey. Catch the next episode for more club features, inside stories, and game time build-up. Until then, stay tuned, stay hyped, and as always, let the game play on.